Hello all my Kenvians and welcome to a new episode of Snack-Kenn. Today I'm going to be bringing you a little something that may be mostly more just to my taste and not others because I have a huge sweet tooth, as many of you may know. But today I'm going to be trying a cousin or maybe a younger brother to the Cadbury Creme Egg Cookies. And I know Cadbury is pretty common over in the UK, but at least here in the US, especially just the Cadbury Creme Eggs, it's pretty much just around Easter, so I'm counting this as one of the Easter episodes of Snack-Kenn. So yeah, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to bite into one of these regular Cadbury Creme Eggs just to get the idea in my head. I don't eat nearly as many of these as I used to, which is definitely for the best health-wise, but I just want to get an idea of the flavor and everything before I bite into this, just so I can give it a proper judgment. So yes, let's begin as I bite into one of my favorite childhood snacks. Now, I know a lot of people really don't care for Cadbury Creme Eggs for, well, a variety of reasons, but mostly they just consider it to be too much sweetness. And I can understand. Again, I have a sweet tooth. I prefer sweet things more than others. And it's, I mean, well, obviously, if you've never had a Cadbury Creme Egg before, observe. So on the inside of a Cadbury Creme Egg, you have essentially what's fondant, or a more liquidy fondant, that makes up the egg yolk, essentially. And yes, it is a massive amount of sugar. It is super sweet. Overwhelmingly sweet to some, maybe. But, again, this is something I relished in my childhood, even though they're much smaller than they used to be. And I'm pretty sure they've adjusted the flavor of the chocolate a bit, because I think all of these are made in the US instead of over in the UK. But still, one of my favorite Easter snacks, and yeah, it's just some really good chocolate, in my opinion, with that nice liquidy fondant, and it's amazing. And I am sincerely interested to find out what the cookie's going to be like. As promised, the Cadbury Creme Egg Cookies. And I actually acquired these at World Market, like how I did with the Irish shortbread biscuits. And I don't know if this is actually, I'm sure this is available elsewhere as well, but World Market's the only place I've actually seen these so far. I haven't gone to many different shops recently, so they may be available. I can't say for sure, but I will do a little bit of research before I post this video and leave that information in the comments down below or in the description if anyone is interested in trying these out. But this one seems a little bit squished, but it looks kind of like a thinner version of the chocolate covered Oreos. I don't know if those are outside of the US, but yeah, basically we get Oreos every now and then that are just covered in white chocolate or regular milk chocolate. So visually that's what it reminds me of, but let's bite into it and see what it's like. Now this is really interesting. It's not at all what I expected, honestly. Well, I mean, it was fairly thin, so I didn't expect a lot of the cream in the center. But when I bit into it, it actually reminded me a bit of marshmallow. Like the fondant itself is just thick enough. Well, it's less liquidy and it's just thin enough that it actually does remind me a little bit of marshmallow cream. I don't know whether that's what they were going for or not, but it works really well. And then right at the bottom, you have a chocolate biscuit or a bit of chocolate cookie that's just sort of enveloped by the milk chocolate candy outside. And it works really well. It's not too crunchy. It's not super dense like an Oreo would be. It's just nice and palatable. It's, let me take one more bite and see what I think. I actually, now that I took that second bite, I have a good idea. First of all, they actually did use similar cream to what's in the Cadbury eggs, since it has a bit of yolk-like coloring to it. But this right here reminds me of a s'more. Like, flat out. You have the chocolate, the cookie or the biscuit itself, the texture reminds me of a graham cracker. And then you have the cream center, or the, you know, what reminds me of a marshmallow, essentially, marshmallow cream. And yeah, the Cadbury Creme Egg Cookies are just this nice little s'more-like cookie. So in that regard, I mean, I definitely recommend it. It's actually melting in my fingers right now, but yeah, I really like this. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head how much this cost. You only get, what is it, 8 per container, I think it is. 8 cookies inside, limited edition, so of course it's limited edition. Of course it's going to cost more, but if you do see these, and they are either relatively on sale, or if, or if the price that you find is reasonable enough, I would recommend getting these and giving them a try. Well, one other thing that I didn't mention, the Cadbury Creme Egg itself, yes, it is insanely sweet. This, interestingly enough, I don't know if it's because of the cookie slash biscuit in there, but the sweetness is dialed back a little bit in a way that I think makes it more palatable for more people. So if you have seen these anywhere and you want to give them a try, but you don't like Cadbury Creme Eggs, I would recommend giving this a try. Especially if there are people you know who really do like Cadbury Creme Eggs and you'd be able to share, essentially. So yeah, the Cadbury Creme Egg Cookies, big thumbs up for me. I really like this, and again, it's something that more people can enjoy because it's not so overwhelmingly sweet like the actual Cadbury Creme Egg can be. So yeah, everyone, thank you very much for joining me for this episode of Snack-Kenn. I have quite a few more Easter-related treats to sample. And for anyone that, you know, might be a little bit bothered by the fact I'm sort of concentrating on a religious holiday, I apologize, but, you know, it's one that I've done my whole life. But it does come out with a lot of good sweets around that time, so yeah, there's going to be some more episodes coming out with those Easter-related sweets. And also, in addition, I'm going to be starting sort of an alternative to Snack-Kenn, possibly a few alternatives under the Snack-Kenn umbrella, one of which is going to be Drink-Kenn, which I think I've actually kind of touched on a while in the past, but yeah, it's going to be coming back. In fact, I have a few in mind, one of which is going to be the Coke Orange Vanilla, or Vanilla Orange flavor, which I actually have tried before, and that's why I'm interested in giving it a good analysis. So hopefully you all are interested in seeing that. But until next time, everyone, I am Papa Ken. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next episode.